There are no new ideas, there are only remixes and retelling of the same universal truths that have always existed. So when I discovered this, I put down the modern day spirituality texts and I picked up the source. So today I'm not only going to share with you the source, but I'll share with you the practical takeaways that I implemented into my life that will quickly and rapidly transform the way you think and therefore your circumstances. I believe that reading is great, but true knowledge is derived from direct experience, and these are things I've actually put into my life and has actually changed my life. So take it from me, these things do actually work. I think you can find books, and sometimes books find you. The books that defined my 20s were the Kabbalion, Reality Transurfing, and the Gita. These are all texts that have ancient wisdom and ancient teachings inside of them. So I'll share with you 4 practical takeaways that you can use from today. By the way, you can put these anywhere in your life. You can put it into your business, into your health, your wealth, your career. The skills are transferable and universal. And the last one, I'll be honest, I don't think I've actually heard it anywhere else on YouTube or anyone speak about it. So yeah, pretty untapped. Wait for that one. So when I was like 19 or 20, I didn't really have any structure in my life. I kind of used to just float through the day and see what happens. It became very clear to me that my focus and attention could be stolen very easily. And if I continued this way, then I would make no significant progress in the business I had at that time. And then I heard something from a mentor of mine, and once I implemented this, it wasn't long after my business scaled to 7 figures. I would attribute it to this teaching. Time has memory and location has energy. And when I first heard this, it kind of spun me a little bit. And then it took a while to understand that this is actually about the power of routine. Obviously, we see these morning routines and biohacking things all over YouTube now, but actually back in the day, they had it right. So time has memory means that the time that you do something has significance, because whatever time you assign a certain task to, if you repeat it at that time every single day, then it becomes automatic. Around that time every day, you'll feel compelled to propel yourself into action. You know, for me, for example, for the last 2 years, at 9 a.m. every day, I'm at my desk and I write my newsletter or I write my video script, and it's become automatic in my mind now. So my body clock tells me when it's 9 o'clock, okay, I need to be at the desk, I need to be working. So what time has memory means is it reduces the friction between you and the tasks. Again, so when it strikes midday, I kind of know already that it's time to train. So it makes it a lot easier to complete a task when you have a sort of set routine at specific times. And location has energy is all about where you work, because I'm a big believer in feng shui. I don't know how much you know about this Chinese philosophy, but separating where you work, where you eat, and where you sleep is massive, because if you do all of those things in one area, then it's likely that the energy in the room is confused. And that's why sometimes you resort to procrastination, resort to scrolling and sleeping instead of working, because all of that energy is in one room. So try and divide where you work, where you eat, and where you sleep. And if you can't, at least buy one of those dividers, those Japanese, Chinese folding doors, because that creates the illusion of like mental separation. And I guarantee you that will help you with your productivity. Actually, a friend of mine just sold his bed. He went to the extremes. I'll leave that in the description below if you want to watch. There's this Hawaiian word called makia. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it roughly translates to energy flows where attention goes. So it's your attention that creates the energy in the room as much as the energy from the place creates it for you. It's all interlinked, and that's probably the theme of this video that you'll come to find. So the energy of a location will definitely impact your productivity. For example, when I like to do admin work, I do it from my office in King's Cross. Or when I do creative work, I like to be in places like this, in Holland Park, if anyone knows it, or coffee shops. You maximize your chances of winning when you understand this concept. Okay, second piece of ancient wisdom that I learned that changed my life, if you're ready to go down the rabbit hole, is the hermetic principles. If you've heard of this, this is ancient esoteric wisdom that claim to be the laws that govern the universe and help you understand the nature of reality itself. Sounds crazy, but there's one specific law that really stuck out to me, and it was law number 3. The universe is mental, meaning it's all in your mind. Everything originates from a source and one consciousness, and our thoughts and states of mind influence the reality that we experience. It's essentially saying that everything is interconnected and separation is an illusion. So if the universe is mental, then mastering your mind is the key to creating your reality. And the thing about the mind is it's the most valuable asset in the world that the world is fighting to program. So regaining control should be your primary aim in this life, and understanding that if you're in the driver's seat and no one else is, then you have more chances of shaping the reality you want to live. What's my man doing? This is the law that underpins everything you think you know about visualization, affirmations. It's all about where you direct your mental energy. And once I put this into practice, things started to rapidly change for me. It was this intentional, deep visualization about how I wanted my life to work. And then once I did that, the steps the action steps that I needed to take became a lot clearer. As I said, my business took off into the 7 figures, my audience grew, I started creating impact. So training my mind through meditation and isolation and boredom actually helped me access the deepest layers of my intuition. You might have heard about the law of assumption, and this is exactly where it ties in. Whatever you assume to be true about the world, about other people, about yourself, typically ends up being true, and it will manifest in your experience. So the more you understand that the universe is mental, the more you become a co-creator. There's this emotional spectrum that I always reference, and if you understand this chart, you know, if you only take away one thing from this video, then let it be this chart. I'll put it on screen now. The more you ascend up this chart, the better the chances you are that you have of creating the reality you want to experience. And the more you descend, the more of a downward spiral you enter. How you respond to events will dictate where you land on this chart. And if you want to go one level deeper, then you'll understand that you're the one that created that event in the first place, no matter how bad it was. The ripple effect from your action at some point is what you're experiencing now. But I'll save that for another video. Another piece of wisdom I took away from these texts was ideas are simply organized energy. All gain in life comes from gathered consciousness, and all loss in life comes from scattered consciousness. That just sounds like a lot of words, but when you break it down, it actually makes a lot of sense. The better you order your mind and protect your energy, the more things seem to go your way, and the clearer the action steps form in your mind. Remember what I said earlier about how everything is fighting for your attention? You probably wanted to click off this video and check your DMs and check your messages, not knowing that these are the subtle things that are affecting your ability to focus. So every time you give in to these impulses, your mind scatters a little bit more. So how do you actually protect your mind and protect your energy then? I know it's a thing you see on Instagram, protect your energy, but the way you actually do it is you audit every single conversation you have, every billboard you see, every lyric that you listen to. These are the things that are subtly planting seeds in your mind. So notice where your attention goes and step outside yourself to become the overseer. This is essentially the goal of all meditation anyway. So when I learned to properly do this and properly sit with myself to understand where my consciousness was scattering, where my energy was scattering, and how I could eliminate those things by understanding the patterns that are unfolding, then things started to take shape and my steps became a lot clearer on what I needed to do, what I needed to eliminate, who I needed to stop speaking to, who I needed to start speaking to. So if you think about how the world is designed, it's purposefully designed to divide your attention. So you're forced to pick a side. For example, the media creates common enemies. Apps have this inbuilt infinite scroll. Everyone's opinions are screamed at you. It's all noise, and deciding to opt out is the best thing that you can do for your mind and for your chances of winning and building a life that you actually designed and you actually chose. See, if you're playing someone else's game, then you have to play to their rules. But if you create your own game, then you can win. Finally, if you stay till now, then like I said, this is the most esoteric piece of wisdom that I've ever learnt about in my life, or one of the most esoteric pieces. And it's about the Druids. The Druids of Celtic were the mystics and philosophers and natural scientists who taught you how to harmonize with nature and cosmic cycles. Again, sounds crazy, but it's pretty simple actually. The essential teaching of it is that everything in nature is inbuilt and has a way of teaching us how to live. So they say there's wisdom in everything, in the trees, in the rocks, in the rivers, and it all acts as a metaphor and gives us a blueprint on how to live well. It's about the web of life where everything is interconnected. Remember, I said earlier, everything's interconnected. Cycles of birth, death, and rebirth reflect nature's seasons and reflect cosmic cycles. But the main teaching and the only thing you really need to know is how to live in harmony with these things. So some of the principles you can put into practice today from the Druids is solitary time in nature, which is what I'm doing now. This is the thing that helps you introspect and it helps you connect with the divine or the source. Another thing is ethical living. So the next time you make a decision, think about the net positive and net negatives that may come from that decision. Does it harm the people around you, the environment? You know, does it harmonize with your values? Ultimately, the point of this video was to actually show you that there is no secret. All of this ancient wisdom that I've been sharing with you, you have inside of you and you've known it all along. The best and most reliable source of wisdom is yourself and your intuition. But if you don't fully trust yourself yet, then use everything I've said in this video, and like I said, I guarantee you it will change your life. If you actually put these things into practice, fully rewatch the video and understand what I'm saying and what the meaning and deeper meaning behind this is, and how this will affect your actions, your way of thinking. So you're in control, you always have been, and it always depends on your level of commitment to your growth and your level of competence. That's ultimately all of these, what these videos will come down to. There's no video on YouTube that talks about competence or teaches you about your commitment to your growth. But if you have that part down and you implement some of these practices, then like I said, I guarantee you it's not going to be long before your life changes. And if you want to learn more, and if you want weekly wisdom like this that's actually practical and it's going to help you in your day-to-day life that you can implement into your business, your health, wealth, your career, then click the first link in the description below. It's my free newsletter. On signing up, you're going to get a free goal setting system that I've set up and made for myself, along with a daily planner. These are things that I use, like I said, to scale my business to 7 figures, open a restaurant in central London, like a bunch of things throughout my career so far. Really getting intentional with what it is that you want is the thing that's going to change your life in 2025. So subscribe to this channel for more talking head videos like this, and subscribe to my main channel. If you didn't know, I have a show over there where I interview people, like-minded people, and the videos over there are a little bit more cinematic. So I'll see you in the next one, and I'll probably see you in the newsletter.